50 years ago, NBC aired another new episode of classic Star Trek, Space Seed. These are my honest opinions about it. What can I say about this episode? This one seems to be one of the few episodes which everybody likes, and I quite like it too, even though it's full of nonsense. One of the main rules of sci-fi storytelling is if you want to write a story which takes place in the future, make sure it's really in the future. The writer of Space Seed has done a pretty dumb decision. We are informed that sometimes after the 1960s, a group of scientists have created, using selective breeding, a group of, for the lack of a better word, Superman. However, they didn't think about their ambitions, and in the 1990s, these Supermen took over the most important countries on this planet. You remember it, right? It was just 20 years ago. Wait, you don't remember the eugenics wars and how we defeated those Supermen in what was basically the Third World War? Some of these Supermen, however, got lost, seemingly forever, until in the 22nd century the USS Enterprise finds a weird ancient-looking spaceship. It was later established that the original Star Trek takes place in the 23rd century, so let's just say centuries later. Spock identifies the ship as an Earth vessel from the end of the 20th century. So they beam there with the ship's historian Marla McIvers. They find out that the ship called Botany Bay is a so-called sleeper ship, which has the crew traveling in suspended animation, which was necessary before we made improvements in space travel in 2018. Isn't it great? Next year, mankind will be able to travel between the stars. I can't wait. One of the life support units starts to fail, and what a coincidence, it's the one with the leader. So our heroes have two options: let the man die, or bring a relic from the 20th century, who they know absolutely nothing about, with them on the most modern ship. So they do the dumb thing and rescue him. Now, this is the part where everybody starts to act stupid. The professional historian starts to act like a horny teenager when she sees a good-looking man in his typical 90s outfit. Yeah, we used to wear this stuff 20 years ago, don't you remember? The captain decides to take him to the ship and leave him unguarded. When our passenger wakes up, the first thing he does is he gets the first sharp thing he sees and tries to murder Dr. McCoy. To any reasonable human being, this would be a proof that this man is dangerous. But Bones completely ignores it and doesn't even report this incident. Kirk does not react at all when the passenger refuses to tell his name. When he was in an unmarked ship of which non-records exist, he tried to kill the doctor, acts suspicious during the questioning, and refuses to tell his name and answer basically any of Kirk's questions. So what's the next logical thing to do? Well, give him access to the ship's technical manuals. What else? I can't see how this could go wrong at all. Well, wouldn't this be a perfect time for McCoy to be like, Jim, this guy tried to kill me a few minutes ago. Don't you give him access to our secrets? But nope. He's perfectly okay with it. It is a normal thing that his patients try to kill him, I guess. And of course, Kirk lets also Marla McIvers, who clearly has a crush on a mysterious man who introduced himself only as Khan, to spend time with him alone. How could it go wrong? Well, she falls in something with Khan. I refuse to call it love because Khan's behavior to Marla is absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry, but when I watch the scenes with them together, I honestly want to punch him. Maybe because I had a friend in a similar sick relationship, but I honestly want to punch him. And Marla, because she, just like anybody else from the Enterprise crew, is stupid, stays with him. Not only that, after we find out that this Khan is actually a former dictator, Khan Noonien Singh, and he literally tells her that he wants to take over the Enterprise, not only she does not immediately report it, she actually joins him. Seriously, what a stupid woman. And we should feel for her. Thanks to the information Khan got from Kirk, he and his fellow surviving Superman take over the Enterprise, capture the bridge crew and try to take them to their side, or else Kirk will die. This finally forces Marla to start to behave like a professional Starfleet officer. She helps Kirk. And with the help of Spock, they get the ship back. But Khan escapes and locks himself in the engine room. So, as in a typical Star Trek fashion, we get, I must admit, a pretty well done action scene in which Kirk fights Khan. Unfortunately, he beats Khan with a stick, which makes this superior man look like a pussy. What an anticlimactic ending. Anyway, Kirk leaves the Superman and Marla on a nearby planet called Ceti Alpha 5, and the ending is open for a sequel. This sequel came out in 1982 as the second Star Trek motion picture called The Wrath of Khan, and it's genuinely considered to be one of the best, if not the best, Star Trek movie. I think Space Seed is a really well done episode and I really like it, but some people act like this is the best thing ever, and I just can't agree with it. This episode has just way too many stupid things in it. The description of our past is absolutely wrong, and everybody acts like an idiot for a big part of the episode. The ending is also a letdown for me. I expected Kirk will somehow outsmart Khan, not that he will beat him with a stick until he gives up. The Wrath of Khan, which is basically a sequel to this episode, is much, much better than this. Considering all the stupid things in this, I can't give this episode more than 7 out of 10. It's really good, but not as good as many people say. But that's just my personal opinion. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think this episode is the best thing ever, or is it crappy? Or are you like me and think that this episode is simply good? Feel free to write your opinions in the comment section, and if you like this type of, let's call it mini reviews, you can watch any of the videos on my channel. I try to put up a quick thoughts video exactly 50 years after its premiere. So hit that like button, maybe even subscribe, and see you next week. So thanks for watching, and bye!